G'day Maths Legends, this is me as a Disney Pixar character. Today we're going to be looking at adding and subtracting decimals and the importance of that you line up your houses to make sure you don't lose track of those zeros. This can be a bit of a tricky topic, so make sure you might watch this video once or twice, but hey, good luck with your sums. Alright Legends, I'm outside today, so this is quite nice. Done a flip video out here. So what we're going to be looking at is we're looking at that decimal addition, okay? And probably the most important thing is when we're adding decimals that we are lining them up. So we want to make sure that each of our decimals, so looking at the first one, we want to make sure that each of the houses are lined up, okay? So you can see here you've got the tenths, you've got hundredths over here. You've just got to make sure that you set it out nice and neatly and that each one of your values is in the correct house, okay? So you can see over here my ones are all lined up nice and neatly. And what we find is a lot of kids make mistakes because they, the crows are crowing at them, but they also find that when they're lining up their houses, they go a little bit sideways. So we've got to make sure that we're setting it up nice and neatly. Write big. You know, a lot of you guys have got those squares in your grid books. They tell you that there should be one number in each square, just so you can set it out nice and neatly, okay? So that's the most important thing. I'm going to work my way through these ones now, and again, I'm going to take my own advice here. I'm actually going to make it nice and big so I can see it, all right? So straight over here, I've got, now, we know if there's something there, we always know that's a zero. You don't have to add that zero in, but when we're working with decimals, we need to make sure that a zero has a place, okay? We need to make sure that we're adding those zeros in. We don't just leave them out, okay? So this one would be 4 plus 1. Well, 4 plus 1 plus 0 is 5, okay? Then we move to the next place. So now I'm working in the tens column. 5 plus 3, well, 5 plus 3 is 8, plus 2 is 10, okay? And this is important here because if I don't put that 0 in, that serves a purpose, okay? So that 0 is very, very important because without that 0, then the 5 completely changes how much it is. Then I put my 1 up the top, okay? And again, I know my place. I look at my decimal and I add my decimal back in here, okay? Then I just go 6 plus 1 is 8, okay? So that means if I'm looking at this like from a dollar perspective, that's $8.05. And I didn't even look over the other side, but over here it actually goes through the answer with you and it's correct. So well done. Excellent. All right, now, so that's really important. Making sure that those houses are lined up, making sure that you fill the empty places with those zeros. You add those zeros, they're a place setter. All right, before I get attacked by crows, I'm going to stop this one here. All right, Legends, so let's have a look at this question. Now, this is a normal question you might see when you are trying to add decimals together. And this is really important for setting out our sums to make sure that they're right. So let's look at the first one. You've got 7.05. So $7.05, plus 1.3, so $1.30, and 8.14, so $8.14, okay? So as I order these out, you're going to see how I write them out. I'm going to make sure it's nice and neat. So the first one I'm going to do is 7.05. So I've ordered it out, I've broken it up, it's nice and neat. I then look at the next one, 1.3. Okay, and then finally I've got 8.14, and you can see all my houses line up. So my tenths line up, okay, you can see, my hundredths line up, my tenths line up, my decimal points line up, and my ones column line up, and that's super important when we're working on these, okay? So looking through these answers for me now is I'm going to start with through here. The first thing I might do is I'm going to fill in those zeros. Now that is an O'Shaughnessy hack. You don't have to do that, but for me, that always made life easier for me. So then I would say 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9, okay? Then I would say 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. G'day, Patty, how are you? And then I'd look at the last one. I would say what's 1 plus 7 is 8, and then 8 plus 8 is 16. And you can see all my houses line up nice and neatly. So I've got a tens now, I've got a ones, decimal points are lined up, my tenths and my hundredths are nice and lined up. That is the best way to work through your sums, boys and girls, is to make sure that you've lined up all those houses. I'm going to do another one over here just in case you missed that. just over here, okay, we can see that we've got, as I write them in, I've got 3.02, or as I call that, $3.02. I have 0.5, okay, and as I call that, 50 cents. And then I've got 4.19, okay. All right, so then I go through, I mark my line down here, and I go through and I look at this and I go, no, I'm going to add those zeros in. So I'm going to put a 0 over here and then a 0 over there. All right, so I'm filling it in so I can't make those errors. 9 plus 2, well, 9 plus 2 is 11, so 1 goes down here and then 1 goes up the top. 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7, okay? Then I add that little decimal point down the bottom. 4 plus 3, of course, is 7. So when I look at this sum, I say that's $7.71, okay? So that's that one. Okay, I think we've got the picture of that now. If you're unsure, make sure you watch that again. I'll tell you what, I'm looking at the next one, and the next one actually has quite a bigger number. You've got tens and ones. I'll do this last one with you, just to make sure we're right. So we've got two tens, 2 ones, decimal point, 4 tenths, 3 hundredths, and then I put the one below that, 17.09. Okay, now for this one I don't need to add in any zeros. Okay, and then I go, what's 9 plus 3? Well, 9 plus 3 of course is 12, so 2 down the bottom, 1 up the top. 4 plus 1 is 5, and then my decimal point goes down the bottom. Okay, 7 plus 2 is 9, and then 2 plus 1 is 3. So I'm left with 39.52. All right, see how you go, guys. You might need to watch those ones again if you're unsure. Okay, now if you're still struggling with this a little bit, you're still unsure, I'm going to quickly go through these as fast as I can. Hopefully by the end of these you understand it. But if you are pretty cool with this task, stop the video now and you can get stuck into your sums. But let's have a go at this quickly. 4 plus 0, of course, is 4. 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay, my houses are lined up. My decimal point goes down there. 5 plus 4 is 9. So this is a bit of a turbo mode here. 8 plus 9 is 17. And then I carry my 1 up the top. 4 plus 1 is 5. Then I put my decimal place in. 12 plus 8 is 20. All right, so working through those. Pause the video here. Have a go at the next one. See how you go. Pause it now. All right, welcome back. 7 plus 1 is 8. 4 plus 9 is 13. Decimal place there. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 4 again. So this is the same as vertical addition. You've just got to make sure your houses line up. All right, I'm going to pause the video. You pause the video here. Have a go at the next 3 and see how you go. All right, welcome back here. Let's have a go. Let's hopefully get those sums right. 9 plus 5 is 14 with a 1 over the top. 2 plus 1, of course, is 3, decimal point there. 4 plus 1 is, 3 plus 1 is 4. And then 7 plus 14 is 11. Okay, all right, let's look at the next one. 9 plus 5 is, of course, 14. 1 goes up the top. 9 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. Decimal point goes here with a 1 on top. 2 plus 1 is 3. And then 5 plus 8. Well, 5 plus 8 is 13. Okay, so 13. So we're looking at 133.24. Last one, 9 plus 1 is 10 with a 1 up top. 3 plus 1 is 4. Decimal point, 9 plus 0 is 9. And 5 plus 3, of course, is 8. All right, so we're looking at 89 and 40, so $89.40. All right, guys. Obviously, if you're still struggling with this, it's a tricky concept. Come back and have another look. All right, thanks, legends.